Hey guys, and welcome back to Agrarian Skies. I never quite know when exactly my recording software has actually started recording, so that's why sometimes in the beginning of the video there's sort of a short duration where I don't talk much. I actually forgot to show you one detail. It's not relevant at all, it's not very important, but note there's glowstone underneath this water block. I need this because this is a frozen biome, and otherwise this water block would turn into ice eventually. So just something to bear in mind. There's no secret magic to this or anything like that. It's just glowstone that keeps the ice from forming. I'm not sure if I don't know why it says pearl oyster, by the way. This is just a fishing net. Nothing to do with the pearl oyster at all. I don't know why it says that. I don't think this by itself prevents ice from forming. I think ice could form and the fishing net would just pop off. Now I've done some building in that direction, and I have some stuff. Okay. Now first things first though, I want to craft some things. And this is nothing I actually want to use. This is just to basically do a quest. And just like you get these things with electrum and gold instead of silver, we get transmission coils this way. And then I need 2 copper gears, which should work like this. I could also make the top copper gear by replacing the middle piece of copper with iron. So iron in the center and copper around will also make a copper gear, but a different one, even though they work the same way. As you can see from the recipe, there's this thermal expansion copper gear and the forestry copper gear. And I just made the forestry one because I have a lot of copper, so I prefer spending lots of copper over spending lots of iron. Anyway, I think, no, these go that, no, I think that was wrong. Yeah, like this. We get a steam dynamo. And the only reason I made that is because I need it for this quest. And note this is a crafting task. It's not enough to have the item, I have to actually craft it. That's not quite so relevant for this quest, of course, because the only way for me to get it right now is crafting it. But there are some options later on where you might get an item without having crafted it yourself. For example, using auto-crafting, making a machine craft it for you, basically. And that would not be enough to fulfill this quest. And as follow-up quests, we get Cultivating the Harvest, Powered Processing, and Auto-Packaging. Now, Powered Processing requires me to make a pulverizer, which is good, because I already did. And Auto-Packaging just requires me to make an auto-packager. Let's check what that takes. Auto-Packager. There we go. 3 pistons. That's not too bad, really. Redstone reception coil. Needs that. I've got lots of stuff on me that I don't really need, whatever. Get a diamond hammer with fortune 3. This obviously means that if I hammer the ore blocks, I get a chance to get more of the items out of them. It's not quite so relevant because I barely ever do that these days, and I don't think I ever will. So that hammer is kind of useless at this stage, but, well, I have it anyway. I need 3 pistons, I said, so that's 12 cobblestone, 9 pieces of wood, as in planks, another 3 aluminum, which I prefer to use for pistons again, because, I don't know, iron feels more valuable to me. 3 of those, a crafting table, and 4 iron. So another 4 of those and 4 of those. Okay. So 3 pistons. This thing. Just because I can, I'll do the sort of quick crafting for all these things. And there's our auto packager. Ta-da! Open this up. Quest complete. We get half a heart. It's not much. I'm not planning to use the auto packager at this point. Later on I might. It's kind of depends on how it goes. The way it works is, when I use it, I'll go into more detail, but it is able to craft any recipe that consists of only one item in a sort of square. So, for example, if I take 4 of these pulverized tin ore and put them into a 2x2 grid like that, I get the tin ore sand. And what the auto packager does, it basically tries to make a 2x2 grid and a 3x3 grid out of anything that you give it, and then if it can, it'll craft the resulting item. So for example, if you give it 9 iron ingots, it'll make an iron block. But that's all it does. It requires power as well. It's kind of handy, but right now I think I'm okay without it. Now let's see what I get. Block update detector. I don't know how they work, so... And a reed fishing rod, that's junk. Not a great yield, I have to say. But oh well. This one is actually... I mean, I do get ender lily seeds out of it, which are technically irrelevant, really, but I'll go for these anyway because they are the most rare, and all the other stuff is easy to get. I'll get into that quest eventually, which means we are approaching the end of learning to skyblock, and before I go on though, I'll probably there will be a sort of a part of this LP where I won't have that many quests to work on, and I will mostly be preparing for quests that I know I need to take on in the future. I know I did some... Yes, I did this. This is, I think, the only real build I did, and it's an obsidian generator. So the way it works is another igneous extruder. I know you see so many of these in my place. I think that's the 4th one, maybe? Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, it outputs its cobblestone into these impulse item ducts. I make impulse item ducts because I can, and they're fast. And whoa, 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 what are you doing here? I have some place where zombies can spawn, but I don't know where it is. I went around everywhere and I sort of checked in F7 mode, and I couldn't see any valid spawning locations, but there must be some. I just don't know where they are. Let me just make sure I'm in F7 mode. I am, okay. So, from somewhere they can find me and get to me, and I'm not sure where. It might be a thing that they land on here, they take damage, and the sort of new zombie spawning mechanics, which I think they were introduced in 1.6, so they are in this mod pack, and they might spawn a new zombie. But I never had that issue before, so I'm thinking I probably missed a spot somewhere, but I don't know where. I mean, it can't be up there, because no zombie spawning up there would actually jump down. And the first time I noticed it was when I'd finished building this thing, but there shouldn't be any valid spots here. I mean, just for the sake of it, I'll slap down more stuff. But shouldn't be possible for anything to spawn here. I don't really know. Huh, let's do that, just in case they can spawn on these barrels. I don't know. I mean, again, there's no yellow markings, so I don't think they should, but I don't know. Anyway, back to this thing. Cobblestone gets put into these crucibles automatically. Below the crucibles, as you can tell from the torch spamage again, below the crucibles is lava, so lava source blocks giving me 0.2 MB per tick speed. And all the lava that these guys produce gets pumped out by these flue ducts into a stone barrel. And the stone barrel filled with lava will turn its contents into obsidian if there's a water block above it. The great thing is I get obsidian blocks, as in the item in my hands, instead of having them out in the world. If I just put down lava and pour water over it, I would get obsidian, but I couldn't get it. It would just be there, and I currently don't have any means of mining it. So the the method I'm using here actually gives me the blocks, which means I could make a nether portal from that or more of these void upgrades. The reason I'm actually doing it is because I need hardened glass. And to make hardened glass I need obsidian. I don't quite know how much. Let me take 8 of them. Okay, you definitely spawned somewhere here. I think it must be zombie spawning mechanics. I can't think of any other reason why he would be here. But I don't know. I mean, I want this viewing window here to be present, but maybe I should replace it with a sort of some form of glass, I guess. Which I guess I can show you one thing that I wanted to show you anyway. I need 4 sand. Should be fine. I've also started smelting, making seared stone, and the way you make seared stone is you just put cobblestone into the smeltery, and it'll turn into seared stone. You get 8 millibuckets per cobblestone. And what the use of that is, I guess I can show you in just a moment. I'll just take some bricks. And I put bricks into these casting basins. And I make sure that seared stone is at the bottom. It is. Actually, I should wait to make sure you see that as well. And I know it's a little tedious for those that know the mod packs, but few people know all the mod packs involved in this. Even I don't. I'm not saying I do, but I will end up using most of the mods in this mod pack. Just give me... No, don't give me that stuff. Don't you stay in there. I just want a little more coal. How about... give me... Yeah, 11. Why not? That'll work, actually. Haha, 10. Odd numbers aren't nice. That's good. I needed more torches. Anyway. Looking fine on ender pearls as well. As you can see, I'm getting quite high on the stuff I don't actually use. Okay, I got 4 blocks of molten glass. But, as you can see, if I have multiple materials in here that don't mix, if I click on one, that moves to the very bottom. And whichever material is at the very bottom, that's the material that comes out of these faucets if I activate them. So I can use the seared stone and pour it over the bricks. And once it's dried, it's going to give me scorched bricks. Ta-da! And I need these for a sort of different thing that we'll get into later. For now I want to make the clear glass. And to make clear glass, as you saw, you just smelt sand, which turns it into molten glass. And then you pour that into the casting basins and let it dry off, and it turns into this really cool clear glass, which it has no sort of texture on it, unlike normal glass. And it has this feature where it automatically has connected textures. So this is just, it's very, very subtle glass. And I'm hoping that'll prevent zombies from spawning in that location. I'm not sure if that's what actually happened, but quite frankly, it's the only explanation I have. I don't need these or these. The reason I'm not sorting out any of these items, by the way, is that if I get multiple of them, I can combine them to get their durability up. And I can melt all these down in my furnace, my smeltery. So if I melt down golden stuff, only if it's fully repaired. It doesn't work on partially broken stuff like these. But if it's fully repaired, I can get gold out of this, I can get iron out of this, and most importantly, I can get steel out of these. And steel is otherwise fairly complex to make, and that's actually what I need the scorched bricks for. Now I'm not going to go through this process yet, because to make steel that way, I also require some other stuff. I require a steady supply of... oops, that wasn't really what I intended. I require a steady supply of gunpowder, which I have, require a steady supply of redstone, which I don't really have, and a steady supply of sand, which probably okay with. Redstone's really the issue, because I have maybe a stack and a bit, and I need a lot of it for a lot of my crafting stuff at the moment. So that'll come at a later point. I also need a lot of charcoal to fuel that thing, but that's going to be eventually this this high oven is going to replace the smeltery, but not for a while yet. It has some bonus features. I think it actually triples my ore instead of doubling it. But it requires a bunch of infrastructure to run it, basically. And it doesn't make alloys, which is an advantage if you don't want alloys, but obviously a disadvantage if you do want them. Now, I got myself 8 obsidian, which I should really get back to this. Now, what I want is to turn these into obsidian dust. And he's not going to be able to put them in here, because that thing is almost full. So you should just be keeping them. I think I get 4 obsidian dust per pulverized obsidian. And once this is done, it'll instantly replace it with more sand from this one. And the system's running perfectly fine. This one's almost full, so eventually it'll back up. Should run me about half a stack of pulverized obsidian, which is enough to make 8 hardened glass. I think 1 hardened glass goes to 1 obsidian in the end turns into 1 hardened glass. Just need 4 pieces of lead, I believe. And my induction smelter. Yep. And this makes hardened glass, which I need for a bunch of stuff. Most importantly, my future sort of industry park, I guess, where I will end up putting my machines and all that. I require a bunch of this for that. So let me go and show you. There we are. Getting to my keyboard with my microphone hanging in my face is a little complicated at times. So I will end up making a bunch of these redstone energy conduits. They're a little bit of a pain to make, requiring electrum and hardened glass. But yeah, I guess I'll prepare some of that actually, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye bye. Okay, I made some stuff. I don't know how long that waiting period was for you again. I will require at least 40 redstone, sadly. And the first thing to do to make one of these really good energy cells is to make an energy cell frame. And I have the stuff to make one. I also have the stuff to make 12 of these empty redstone conduits. I need to make sure how much do they use. Okay, I need another 24 redstone, so I need a full stack in total. And one more. See what I mean about redstone being a problem at the beginning? Eventually it won't be, but for now I'm definitely going to stick to sieving sand. I need to definitely put all the redstone in here, which will be a drain on the energy, I think. I thought the crucible, yeah. See, the hardened energy conduits, which I'm using down here, the hardened energy conduits, they can't keep up, basically. They're not even fast enough to keep the crucible fully charged. But this will give me destabilized redstone. I need 4,000 to make this energy cell frame into a full energy cell frame, like so. So now you should start, and it's going to be slow progress, as you can see. The conduits themselves are a little faster, and I think the hardened energy conduits do about 400 RF per tick. I'm not certain. The redstone energy conduits, the final tier, I guess, they do 10,000 per tick. So That's pretty much more than any machine actually requires, and more than almost any machine actually produces, except for big reactors, which can totally trump that amount. Okay, now these machines are done, and this one here should be just fine again. The ender generators both have some time left. The top one not so much, but this system here, the pulverizers, they're almost at the point where they're backed up. So once they are, I don't need both of these reactors running anymore. That would be a waste of energy. I haven't had any more zombies spawn, but I've only been here for a few minutes of actual playtime, so I don't know if that fixed it. This one's happily obsidianing away. I think for now a standard barrel should be fine there. But of course more obsidian means I can more easily create more of these void upgrades, which are nice. Now I need to go a little further still to actually make a redstone energy cell. I need 3 more electrum, 2 lead. Okay, I need 4 electrum, which is... where are we here? It's 2 silver and 2 gold. And I could make it in the smeltery, or I could just put them in the induction smelter. Both of these work, and obviously this one gives me double the yield from the ores, or from the dusts and such that I get out of the sieve. But if I put in an ingot and smelt it down, I don't get 2 ingots out of it. Obviously, if I put in an ingot, I get an ingot out. I can't infinitely double my stuff. Just, it gives me more from the raw materials. Okay, redstone is an issue. As you can see, I have put all of it in here just to have a central location. I have 15 redstone left. That's not very much. And I need 2 of those, actually, for the conductance coil, I believe. Where are we here? Yeah, conductance coil. I need to make 1 of those, and then I can make the... oh, actually, I need lead. And I'll use the ex nihilo stuff first, because now that I've used the Tinker's Construct smeltery, I will not be getting the ex nihilo stuff anymore. I will be getting the Tinker's Construct metals, or the base versions, I guess, for the gold and iron. Those are just the Minecraft versions. But for everything else, I'll get Tinker's Construct. And I think for the nickel, I actually get thermal expansion ferrous ingots. It's all a little complicated, but for example, instead of platinum ingots, I get shiny metal ingots. Those are also the same. And what I could do is I could take these, I could pulverize them into dust, and then smelt that dust to make the other kind. But since they're interchangeable in all the recipes anyway, it doesn't really make a difference. And now I should be able to do this, and haha. This is the second best energy cell in the game. Now the best energy cell in the game is actually this resonant one. And this one can store 10 million RF, the resonant one can store 50 million, so that's an improvement. But in order to make Enderium, I need pyrotheum dust, which I make from blaze powder, not an issue. Redstone, not an issue. Pulverized coal, not an issue. Sulfur is sort of an issue. Because I only get it as byproduct from things. I don't have nether sulfur ore yet, so... I could pulverize coal, which I need to anyway to make that stuff, and I would have a 10% chance at getting sulfur, so I could do that, and I might actually do that in between episodes. I guess we'll see. But that's really the only way I currently have of getting those. I mean, I could go for denti bees, whatever, for bees. But yeah, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So really the only way I currently have for getting sulfur is that 10% chance when pulverizing coal. I might do that just because Enderium otherwise isn't that bad. I think I'll end the episode by showing you just how that works. Now I need the pyrotheum and 2 Enderium blend to make 2 ingots. And the pyrotheum is a bit of a pain to make, but it's okay. And the Enderium itself, I need resonant ender buckets and some shiny metal and some tin. All of this is fine, I just take the ingots that I get and pulverize them in a pulverizer. To make the resonant ender buckets, I just need to basically put ender pearls, 4 ender pearls into the crucible. That gives me a bucket of liquid resonant ender, which I can then use the fluid transposer to put into a bucket. thus making 4 Endearium blend, and that's really all I need. And these redstone energy conduits don't have an upgrade anymore. I mean, I need them for certain things, such as resonant thrusters, which I need for really good jetpacks, but aside from that, these are the final level of conduits. And these are almost the final level of energy cells, but I won't replace them. Actually, I will. In between episodes, I will be making that pyrotheum dust, or I'll get the ingredients, I'll make it on camera. So that I can basically make that cell and never ever have to upgrade it again. But I think for the moment that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I guess I'll see you again soon. Bye bye!